I'm here with Sam Krohlow. We're watching the TokyoMTG Vintage Open, which is held at GP Nagoya on April 11th, 2014. We're here in round 3. We're going to be watching sort of a zoo deck on the left and a bug control fish deck on the right.
Yep.
I think this actually is going to be a pretty good match. Like you have a pretty great aggro deck for, say, more of an aggro control list.
Yeah.
That should be a fun match to watch. We should have a lot of green action here.
Yeah. We'll have a red zone in this match.
Yeah, right. So the bug is on the play here. He's looks like both players have kept 7. We didn't get to see their mulligans, but bug player is just gonna open with a land, and
if I had to guess, I would say a Deathrite Shaman.
yeah, that would be my guess as well. That's what I would want to open with.
Yep. Seems good.
Yeah.
I played Deathrite Shaman in Vintage for the first time recently, and I never got to use it.
You never use any of its abilities?
I think I used the mana one turn, and then it died.
There's also going to fetch here. We'll probably see exactly how aggressive this deck is going to be this first turn play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he plays Noble Hierarchs and such, or if he goes straight out like Wild Nakato kind of.
Yeah. I think he's that's Wild Nakato right there. That's a actual zoo deck. I would say that a lot of vintage zoo decks maybe consider skipping on a 1-drop 3/3 for something that has a little bit more disruption. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen zoo in Vintage in a while.
It doesn't get played a whole bunch. I mean, there are a lot of good options within that card pool.
Yep, and there are plenty of white hate bears to make the deck competitive against combo and such.
And yeah, I mean, you have things like Kasali Pride Mage, Lightning Bolts are obviously going to be good against them.
Yeah, and that looks like a Thalia.
Yeah.
Which is one of my least favorite cards in the game.
Yeah, well, it's also good here because the fish player missed his land drop last turn. He did. He's got Deathrite, but missed his land drop. But he's going to force Thalia, and then
looks like he's going to make a mana here.
Yeah, he's going to take the land, and is that Abrupt Decay? Abrupt Decay
looks like we have Altered Force of Will and Extended Art Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
I always enjoy altered cards. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, those are nice. I don't play them myself, but
yeah, me neither.
Some people have nice collections.
Oh yes.
I guess you get a lot of that vintage when you're, especially in Sanction.
Yeah.
Have the money to throw around.
Yeah, and when your deck never rotates, you can afford to.
Well, you have reason to upgrade all your cards because you can keep playing them. The bug player did find his second land there. And
Trigon Predator.
Yeah, he uses the Deathrite Shaman plus his second minion to play Trigon Predator. And normally, Trigon Predator would be really good against a workshop deck or deck with a bunch of boxes. Here, I mean, it's a 2/3, but
yeah, I don't think he'll get as much value out of it as he would otherwise.
Right. So, and the zoo player answered with Kasali Pride Mage and Noble Hierarch, so he's going to have probably a 4/4 attacker next turn. Assuming that he would be swinging with the Kasali. So.
Is he vamp tutoring during his upkeep here?
Yeah, it looks like it. Wonder how many Abrupt Decays he runs. Yeah, actually, I mean, one of the better answers to Zoo is printed in that commander set. I mean, we have Toxic Deluge now. That's a board wipe against against any creature really that Zoo is going to play.
Yeah, I think the only card you might have to really stretch for would be a Tarmogoyf.
Right. I mean, here he's probably not going to get Toxic Deluge since that would wipe his board as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting to consider as an option.
Ancestral he goes for.
Yeah. Tutor to Ancestral seems like a good play. And in this kind of matchup, you're playing pretty zone-focused decks on both sides, and you really want to have the card advantage. You want to make sure that you have more creatures and answers than your opponent does. So,
yep.
Ancestral's probably going to be good there.
Yeah, in the end, it's probably going to come down to who has more cards.
Right.
Trigon drops the Zoo player down to 17 life.
Yep.
I believe it's 17 all.
Now
he forced the will. He's at 16.
Yeah, book player's going to be at least at 16.
Yeah. Yep, there's a 4/4.
Yeah. Coming at you.
Gosh, that seems good.
Yeah. So the second Thalia?
Probably less important than the other one since he actually has mana out this time.
Well, actually, it's interesting here because it would be a 4/4 first, or 4/3 first striker rather when it attacks.
That is true.
That's going to tangle with pretty much anything the bug player is going to throw out, probably, unless he has Tarmogoyfs.
That's true.
But I mean, having first strike is actually a pretty good advantage in a creature matchup. It certainly changes some of your combat math.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Not sure the disruptive ability is going to be relevant right now, but I guess creatures do stuff.
Still attacks.
Yeah.
It's like the bug player got plenty of mana with that Ancestral Recall.
Yeah, I'm sure he was looking for a few more playable cards, but having that extra mana is not going to hurt, especially if he starts drawing into threats or is able. Just be able to play multiple threats a turn if he finds them. So. And I guess now he has to play through Thalia as well.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen any sort of burn out of the Zoo deck yet.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised by that. It seems like if he had Lightning Bolts or any kind of creature removal, if he had even Swords of Plowshares or Path to Exile or anything, it seems like we'd be seeing some of that.
Yeah.
This is interesting. He's going to swing in with the Kasali as a 4/4 rather than the Thalia as a 4/3 first striker.
I wonder if he's just trying to protect it in case his opponent has Abrupt Decay.
It could be. Yeah, I think I'd rather be saving Kasali as a creature buff, but
I suppose the Exalted is quite relevant here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
having that on the board.
Surprising to me anyway. I mean, I don't know what he has in his hand or.
Yeah, and his opponent did not attack with Trigon in this last turn.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we're going to see an Abrupt Decay here.
You're going to Abrupt Decay or are you going to Ancestral?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Ancestral.
Let's go for Ancestral. So did he take the damage or is this still in combat? Oh, okay, he's going to double block it. His opponent can kill both creatures too.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and he's going to kill one of them so they don't crit his Kasali. Or he's going to try to kill one of them anyway.
Oh, it's a Path to Exile.
Yeah. Let's see. Step here?
Needs to tap one more mana since Thalia is on the board.
Well, you can pay the life
for it's Mental Misstep. That's what that is.
Yeah, he Mental Missteps the Path to Exile.
So that'll
fighting over killing that Kasali Pride Mage.
Yeah, that'll drop him down to 9 life.
It's getting kind of dangerous, especially if that Zoo player does have any burn. I mean, he could
Yeah, he's
pretty quickly if he has it.
definitely within burn range now.
Is that
Gorilla Shaman?
Yeah, I think that's Gorilla Shaman. Gorilla Shaman used to be a big play in Vintage, especially as it relates to Moxes. I mean, it pretty much will eat the board of Moxes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, its ability really doesn't come into play here, just because the Bugfish player probably isn't going to be playing a full set of Moxes.
Yep.
But, I mean, at least you have another body on the board.
He did cast that Ancestral on that end step as well, so he's got plenty of cards.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be good. I mean, playing Ancestral twice in a game is going to really change the tone of the game for you.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a second Death Right. I guess that's it. He's going to pass.
At this point, you can start using Death Right to control life totals a little more easily.
Yeah, it can be gaining life.
Yep, because there are plenty of creatures in the yard now.
Right.
Looks like you're Thalia attacking for 3. Abrupt Decay.
Is that Abrupt Decay? Yeah.
Looks like the bug player is starting to take control of this game a little more here.
Yeah, I think that's...
Oh, yeah.
Second Gorilla Shaman, I mean, the Shamans here are going to be threats, especially since Death Right is a 1/2.
Yep. Shaman just a 1/1?
Yeah, it does have Noble Hierarch on him. Here, he does have Noble Hierarch.
That's true.
Which is still going to make a difference. He's going to be attacking for 2 there, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to actually turn the tide of anything.
Yep.
He's got to find another big threat like Nagoya or even another Castali Prime Mage would be okay. And he sort of has to do it while his opponent is flooded with mana.
Yeah, he has plenty of mana.
Yeah, so play more mana and pass. I mean, it's hard to tell. It looks like he has 3 cards in hand, maybe 4. Zoo player's going to attack just the Exalted Gorilla Shaman.
Did he activate the Death Right Shamans on the end of his opponent's turn?
I don't believe he did. I don't remember.
Yeah, I see Thalia's removed. Maybe he gained 2 life. Yep, he's gaining life at this point, so he's at 12 now.
But he used the black ability there.
Oh.
He removed the path to exile.
Oh, he changed his mind. Okay. I think the bug player's at 9 life.
He's going to remove Abrupt Decay as well, so dealing a total of 4 to his opponent there.
Okay.
Taking 2.
I believe we're at 13 to 9. Give or take a few.
Yeah.
Is that a lightning bolt he just drew?
Hard to say.
I think that's what it was. We got the Mox Monkey coming in.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, probably getting rid of one of the Death Right Shamans probably doesn't help too much. I mean, I might try and hold on to that lightning bolt and see if that's under my opponent's phase.
Yeah, it would be really interesting if he decided to double block here. Because that lightning bolt would really turn this game around.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think he has any real reason to double block that.
No.
That would kill at least one of his creatures, and he'd still have a Exalted Mox Monkey to deal with next turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So we've seen 2 of the bug players Abrupt Decays at this point?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got one in the graveyard still, and he's got one that...
So, okay, looks like he'll likely Snapcaster that back here.
Yep, here we go. Kill Noble Hierarch. No more Exalted. That makes the Gorilla Shamans look pretty pathetic at this point.
Yeah. Did he take the damage then? And
I think he may have.
Or was it before attackers were declared, possibly?
Well, to not have the Exalted trigger, he would have to do it before before attackers were declared.
And if that were done, then Deathrite definitely would have blocked.
The Zoo player is
going
to bolt one of the Deathrite Shamans. Yeah, I think those Deathrite Shamans are just going to be...
Yeah, he's been gaining a little bit of life with those.
Yeah, they were taking over the game there.
Mm-hmm. Wasteland.
Get rid of the...
It's his red source, but he still has a fetch land.
Yeah, he still has a fetch.
Swings into Snapcaster? I'm not sure if I would have done that there. Not exactly sure what he has in hand. We can kind of see the Zoo player's hand.
Sam, what time does your video show?
16:22.
Okay. They got a little off.
Oh, he dazes the Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's a pretty big spec.
You don't see daze very often in Vintage anymore.
No, you don't, but, you know, I think it's still pretty effective in a lot of cases. I mean, because you don't see it very often, people don't play around it. So, I mean, it can really surprise some people, and obviously it worked here if you're able to keep your opponent limited on mana. And then,
yeah, exactly. With Wasteland, it becomes even better. Scavenging Ooze, that seems pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'd be happy to find any creature at this point.
He has 3 creatures himself in his graveyard. That seems pretty good. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like...
Yeah, that's going to be hard for the Zoo player to deal with.
Is he going to eat the creatures immediately, or is he going to...
I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah, he does.
Get out of lightning bolt range before your opponent gets the mana.
Well, you kind of want to... You don't necessarily want to do them all at once. Oh, yeah, I guess he's tapped out.
Yeah, because he is tapped out at this point.
Yeah. So that's pretty hefty scavenging news right now.
Yeah.
We're probably looking...
It'd be real unfortunate
the last few turns here.
If his opponent had like a Path to Exile there. That would be unfortunate. Oh, another O-Ring. That's unfortunate. And the Lightning Bolt. Is he going to try and gain life here or burn his opponent? Seems interesting that he removed his own daze instead of his opponent's Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I'm not sure that it's entirely relevant. I'm not sure what the Zoo deck is going to have to recur those things. But
probably will not matter. Oh, Dark Confidant.
Yeah, you take your opponent's resources before your own. So is Dark Confidant here a risky play? Is he taking enough damage that...
I'm not really sure what his life total is anymore.
He's going to top deck?
I think he's still fine. If he hits a Force of Will, he's going to be in trouble. But he should be okay. The curve in the bug deck is still fairly low.
Right. His opponent plays Kasali Pride Mage. It's going to be...
Snapcaster does seem very good.
Yeah, Snapcaster seems fine.
Does he have anything relevant in the yard right now, though? I think
just a daze. He's got Vampiric Tutor.
Yeah, he's got Vampiric Tutor and Mental Misstep. Unfortunately, no daze.
Right.
Well, you can't even use the alternate cost on daze anyway, can you?
Right, but he has, what do he have, 7 mana in play?
That's a good point. He doesn't need to use the alternate cost.
Right. Leaving that Snapcaster Mage revealed just so his opponent doesn't have to write it down.
Yeah. I feel like I would want to run Snapcaster Mages in Zoo.
I know they've had lists like that. We have 4 color Zoo where you can flat back lightning bolts and other removal. I mean, that seems fine.
Yeah, I guess it depends how far you want to stretch your mana base.
Yeah. So Noble Hierarch there will play turn Kasali into a 4/4 attacker.
Yeah, we have 2 exalted creatures again.
He's probably going to answer that. Does he still have the mental misstep in his graveyard?
Yes, he does.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think that's what I would do at this point.
Yeah. Not knowing what else is in his hand, I would probably go with the mental misstep there.
Yeah, and his opponent... His opponent's in top deck mode at this point, too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Dark Confidant's going to be important since he'll be drawing you more cards. Like, you definitely must stay ahead on cards at this point.
Yep.
It's going to be important in this matchup. He's facing a board full of creatures. That's trouble.
Yeah. He's going to need to start seeing some removal from Dark Confidant.
Right.
I feel like there's been multiple times in this match where one player, I thought they were just going to take the game away.
Yeah.
And it keeps going back and forth.
Resolve.
Oh, interesting.
And he swings in with a 3/3 exalted Gorilla Shaman instead. I guess he wants to keep those exalted creatures around. Figures if he can draw out the...
I suppose because he could...
Draw out any kind of removal with the 3/3 rather than a 4/4.
Yeah, he could play Snapcaster Mage and double block the Pride Mage.
Right. But both of his creatures would die then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty canny move.
Yeah, the Bug player's in a tough spot, looks like.
Gonna go for it.
Vampire. Oh, he's gonna double block.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
I guess he must be worried about his life total more than we are.
Yeah. Yeah, because he would have to reveal that card to Dark Confidant too, so he would take extra damage.
Right, yeah.
That's maybe he's too low life. He had to block at that point. What do you think he gets here, Nat?
Man, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure what all he would be running. Like,
do you just grab an Abrupt Decay again?
Yeah. I mean, that seems... Can you get Snapcaster? If he has another Snapcaster... Oh, he doesn't have more removal in his graveyard.
No. That Vampire Tutor should be removed from the game, but it probably won't be relevant.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I'd really... Like, Snapcaster would be good here. A blocker...
Yeah, you get a creature and then potentially a spell as well.
Yeah, if he doesn't have removal, it doesn't matter.
Oh. His opponent is tapping the table. I think he's counting.
Yeah.
Ooh, he goes in with the Noble Hierarch. Maybe it's Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, it might be. Well, I suppose that would be the reason why you would not attack Sally Friday.
Ooh, he's going to hit the Oblivion Ring. I forgot about Scavenging Ooze.
Oh, that's right.
That seems really good.
That doesn't come back in with the counters on it, right?
Correct. But I think he has plenty of mana to fuel it up. I believe there's plenty of creatures.
Yeah, as long as he has creatures in his graveyard, which he does.
Yeah, and those Gorilla Shamans should still be in his opponent's graveyard, too.
Oh, fantastic.
That seems really strong.
Yeah, good play.
I did not see that one.
Well, they had the Oblivion Rings way over to the side. I forgot it wasn't just...
Yeah.
Forgot it was in play.
Well, that definitely changes things. I wonder if his opponent forgot about it, too.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, I mean, he really did have... I mean, he probably didn't have too many options. I mean,
yeah. Maybe that's why he attacked with Noble Hierarch instead of Pride Mage.
Right.
just to force his opponent to actually go for it.
Yeah.
Interesting. We don't know what the Zoo player drew that turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the life gain from scavenging is going to be very relevant here.
Yeah, that's going to be good too. I mean, he gained a total of 3 life there. I mean, that's a time walk basically for what the Zoo player has been doing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, did the Zoo player block that Pride Mage there?
Yeah.
Oh, and he takes it away with the Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, that was it.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was a good game. I like that Oblivion Ring play. We don't normally see Oblivion Ring in Vintage either. I mean, that's not a common Vintage play. So
I don't remember the last time I saw it in Vintage.
Yeah, interesting to see the mechanics on that actually come into play.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gets interesting with Abrupt Decay being played so much in Vintage now.
Right. Yeah, Abrupt Decay changes a lot of things. I mean, you have that uncounter ability really makes a difference, especially when you're considering things like Oath of Druids, Chalice of the Void. I mean, a lot of your Oath decks are going to be control decks if they're not burning long.
Yeah, that's very true.
So being able to get rid of their Oath without having them counter is a big deal. And obviously Chalice of the Void at any number gets blown up, even at 2. So.
Yep.
Yeah, my one problem with Abrupt Decay is it doesn't get rid of Lodestone Golem, but I guess we can't have everything.
Too bad Lodestone Golem didn't cost 3 mana.
yeah, perfect.
Never have I said that before.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god. Card is already too good.
Both players going through their sideboards. I mean, I would assume both of them are going to have some sort of creature removal. Be focused on stopping their opponent's main plan. I don't know that either of them is going to have any sort of defensive tricks going on.
Yeah.
I assume we're just going to see somewhat more of the same from each.
I know bug decks like that usually have more removal in the board, so we'll probably see something like maybe Dismembers or Snuff Out.
Right. Well, he might even be playing a Toxic Deluge in the board. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Reasonable play.
I'm not sure what Zoo would be bringing in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I would expect them playing a sort of aggro.
Yeah, I would assume the board is more geared towards combo decks.
Yeah, I don't know that you'd necessarily worry about your opponent's creatures quite so much.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have another couple of Swords of Plowshares, Path to Exile types of cards, but...
Yep. Maybe more copies.
Yeah, I don't know that you'd necessarily have...
I suppose he probably has, like, Katakis and such for the workshop matchup as well.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if I was you, I would consider bringing in a lot more just general creatures, like whatever I could bring in just to sort of overwhelm things, but I don't think he's going to be going into a control role or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
They're still shuffling. Zoo player will be on the play again. I think that's probably where he wants to be. I mean, I think he wants to get a creature on board and start attacking as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looks like we only have about 3 minutes left of this match, too.
Yeah, I'm wondering actually if the 4th video is actually a continuation of this match, but it just looks like players' sleeves match, so I don't think that's right.
Okay.
suppose we could have a quick match here.
Yeah, we could have a bug blowout.
Yeah.
But nope, more shuffling.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like we'll probably just get to see game one on Zoo versus Bug here.
It was a good game, though.
Yeah, there really were a lot of back and forths. I mean, they did have a lot of interaction, both in the red zone and during the attack phase, which is, I mean, somewhat unexpected for Vintage, although I think the number of creatures in the format is going up.
Yeah, I think it is astronomically increasing. How?
Yeah, if you're going to play Vintage, you have to have a plan against creatures.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever it's going to be.
I like to avoid that card type in general, but
right.
I can't do that
you
anymore.
have to think about what you're going to be doing against them. So.
Yep.
Whether you have a bunch of sideboard cards or if you're just expecting to race them and hope that they don't have any efficient hate.
Yep. Ooh, Cavern of Souls. That makes some things interesting.
Who's naming Cat? I would name Cat because you get Wild the Coddle and Solid Pride. Okay.
Oh yeah, because he's a cat wizard. Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting. But unfortunately, the Cavern of Souls does not turn on the Wild Necto.
No, not at all.
But all he needs is a plateau, and he'll be a 3/3. I'm sure he has plenty of fetch lands. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to finish this match.
I'm trying to think of what one player can do in 30 seconds. Just,
Maybe the bug player sided in Moxes and Tinker. He does have the plateau. Oh no, it's Wasteland. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Oh, he stifles the Wasteland. That seems really good. I love Stifle. That card is awesome.
Back for one.
Another one. Both 1/1s.
Yeah.
Well.
So this.
Yeah, this next one is definitely not the same.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually the same bug player, but
okay. Yeah, those sleeves do look the same. Do you want to just do it? It's only 8 minutes.
Yeah, sure.